When you come in and introduce yourself as an actor, we are looking to meet a peer. And what I mean by that is we want to meet somebody who is on an equal level with us. This is not a politically correct statement, and I'm not always politically correct, but we do, every one of us, judge somebody the second we meet them. When you lay eyes on somebody, you pretty much have made a decision about whether the way they're dressed is intimidating to you. Maybe, I don't know, they're dressed a lot nicer than me, and maybe they're more educated than me, and maybe my English isn't going to be as good as theirs is, or maybe they're more attractive, or they kind of intimidate me for this reason or for that reason. Or you may meet somebody that you say, oh yeah, they're not quite up to my level. Look at the way they dress. They're total slobs, or listen to their English, they make grammatical errors, or we judge. I mean, it's not, like I said, not a politically correct thing to say, but we do. So what we are looking to do with actors when you come into an audition is we want to deal with somebody who is just there on our level. We want to deal with somebody who understands that my job as a casting director is to find an actor to fill this role, and your job as an actor is to be there to fill that role. I'm no more important than you are. I am just serving the purpose of a human resources person. If that makes you more comfortable than the word casting director, then use that. I am just screening people to take on to the next level, and you are coming in to see if you can fill that position. So we want to deal, and this is a very, very, very subconscious thing with casting directors, and the only reason that I'm very aware of it is because I wrote a book, done a tremendous amount of thinking about why people get roles and why they don't, and really what happens subconsciously. We want to know that you will be able to handle yourself on the set in a confident level, in a way that won't be obnoxious, in a way that won't be you won't be intimidated, and that comes through a lot in your general audition. So much like animals, any of you who have been around dogs or animals of any kind realize that animals feel out right away who is going to be the dominant animal and who is going to be the more submissive animal. And the dominant one is the one that is definitely in control of the more submissive one. What you don't want to do when you come into a casting session is to put yourself in any way in a submissive position. And what that means is not asking permission. I know that sounds weird because that does sound like a polite thing to do, to ask permission for things, but this is your audition. So why should you have to ask permission to use a chair? If there's a chair that's there for you to sit in it. When you hand your headshot and resume over, just hand it over. Don't be frightened to hand it over. When you're talking, don't feel that you need to just sit and say yes or no. You can initiate the conversation. You can say something. Because strangely enough, in a casting situation, even though you would think that the casting director has complete control of the tone of the room as to whether it's going to be friendly or comfortable or uncomfortable, it's not the casting director that has that control. It's the person who's sitting in the chair. It's the actor who has the complete control of the room. So if a person comes in and they are just equal to you, and they come in and they say hi and they give you their headshot and resume, and they sit down and they're ready to go, you are going to feel comfortable because they have not put themselves in a submissive, subservient position. Because subconsciously, when an actor does that, we will take that position of being the more dominant one, and then in some strange way, we don't quite respect the actor as much. We don't respect them as a peer. So it's those actors that walk in without remotely being cocky, and don't let me confuse those two, because there's a huge difference. These people are not cocky, they're just confident. They understand why they're walking into the room, what their job is as an actor. When they come into audition, they come in, they hold their own, they own the room, they own their right to be there, they own the audition, and those are the people who get the callbacks and eventually get the parts.